Is it live?
We're live.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Welcome on into the Nontendo podcast. My name is Wood. It is a okay day weather-wise.
Yeah.
It's not really summer. It's not really fall. It just kind of is what it is.
It is what it is.
We have a fun, action-packed show with guests, surprises, and so much more.
So much is happening today. So much is happening today.
Okay, no, I don't like the way you're saying that.
Why?
Because it kind of sounds like there's not a lot happening.
There is.
Also, I'm not fried biscuits.
I would switch to me.
Yeah, I know. I know, but it was on me. Cut to you. Fried biscuits. You can do it. Hit it again. There you go. He's back, everybody.
I'm back.
The Bungle Native. Yeah, welcome on in, everybody. I'm excited to do a fun show where we just talk about Nintendo and the games and the Switch and everything to do with it.
All right. Okay.
Why'd you look at me like that? All right, you can, yeah.
Yeah, I cut it.
You know what? You know what will get us in the mood?
What?
In the middle of that stream deck, there's a little button that says the word intro.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, so we have a lot today. Well, we do, but also not. We do, but like not. We do, but like we don't. The title of the episode or the podcast today is switch to 2 months later because I want to talk about the first couple months because I feel like, well, I want to get into it, but I feel like the first month was like awesome.
It was hype.
It was really good.
Yeah.
You know, like and we ducktailed the end of that month with Donkey Kong.
Mm-hmm.
This second month, though, I mean, we just ducktailed it with Drag X Drive, which came out today, and Bingle and I, we just played it about an hour ago because we wanted to get a little bit in so we could talk about it. And we will talk about it, as well as some other stuff. But before we get into all of that, there's something way more important. There's way more pressing news. Now, I will let you know that I think this is a leak.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it is. So if you don't want to see the leaked track list from Taylor Swift and her new album, look away or avert your ears now. But it's very important and it pertains to the show. You can show it, yeah. This is over on Twitter right now. This is the leaked track list for the new album. Now, King, I want you to see if you're seeing what I'm seeing. Read down that track list and let me know when you get it. My girl is out here. Track 9 is just Wood. It's my name.
Hell yeah.
I am track 9 of the new album. I'm honestly so excited. Also, orange is my favorite color. It always has been. And apparently the color of this new era is orange.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so apparently... And this is such a crazy thing to say. Orange things are selling out.
Really?
Yeah. Just orange stuff.
Because Taylor.
Because Taylor Swift's new album and like the new era that she's in or whatever, the theme, the color theme is orange. You know how like Brat Summer was like that neon green?
Yes.
This is orange now. And so when I say orange things are selling out, I just mean orange stuff. Just general.
Like whatever's colored orange is just being sold out like more than the others.
That's the Taylor Swift effect.
That is the Taylor Swift effect.
So yeah, I am track 9. However, I don't want to focus on it.
I see it.
But track 10 is canceled.
That's why I left. That's why I was laughing. That goes Wood canceled.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It's actually even better than that. Kim was like, this is really like written by your haters, because if you go from 8 to 11 as a sentence, it's kind of like wish list, Wood, canceled, honey. Number 8 is wish list, 9 is Wood, 10 is canceled, and 11 is honey. Like the browser extension, do you think? She's going to be, do you think that's a sponsor?
Oh, yeah.
Track 11 is a sponsor by honey.
I can't wait for them to steal all those affiliate links.
I wouldn't say I'm a huge Taylor fan, but I appreciate her. Actually, cut away for a second. I don't have to show it, but I'll look it up. Kim sent it to me yesterday. She went on, you know how she's dating that Travis Kelce or whatever? Mm-hmm. She went on the podcast that they do together. Yeah, and it's like the first time that she's ever like sat down and just talked.
Really?
Yeah. She like doesn't really do interviews or podcasts or anything, and it's the first time anyone's actually really heard her just like talk candidly for 2 hours. So when I was watching it yesterday, it had 1.3 million live viewers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did that break a record?
Yeah, it broke YouTube apparently. Like YouTube like went down or something for a bit.
I think that's even more than Twitch ever had on a single live stream.
It actually
I think it's the most concurrent live viewers in a single live stream.
So this podcast episode aired 22 hours ago. Do you want to guess how many views it has right now?
Yes. Over 600 million.
Yeah, you double that. It has 12 Wait, what did you say?
600 million.
No.
Oh, I was way over.
Yeah. I thought you said 6 million.
Way over.
It has 12 million views right now.
For 1.3 concurrent?
Well, people wanted to watch it live, I think.
Oh.
Although it could also just be like not updated. I don't know. I don't know if YouTube can handle that many numbers.
Well, I know YouTube takes a while to actually update numbers and stuff, but I think it's going to be way over that. Over that.
I mean, we'll see. Anyway, sorry about that tangent. I just thought it was so funny. You know Hannah, Bob's wife now.
Bob's wife, yeah.
Congratulations by
Bobby.
the way. Wait, should we bring up pictures of that?
We could.
Let me see here. I don't know if I'm logged in. I am logged in. Okay. Actually, I think Hannah's been sharing a ton. Bob, friend of the show, Bob. Heard of him?
No.
He and Hannah went and they got hitched in Vegas last week. Very exciting. I was very happy for them. Here we go. Here's a photo. You can show this. Oh my God, look at him.
That's such a pretty photo. That's an awesome photo.
I'm
jealous. That's so nice.
Of who? Of Hannah?
Yeah.
Always a bridesmaid, huh? Hannah just messaged me yesterday with just capital letters track 9. And I was like, what's track 9? I had to Google it. She's definitely a Swiftie. Oh my God, I'm now realizing she tagged Taylor Swift in this image. That's how Swiftie she is. She tagged Bob and Taylor Swift.
I love that for her.
Oh my God, she's so funny. All right, let's get on track.
All right, we're getting on track. We're getting on track.
Sorry about that. We're just having fun out here, you know?
We're also really happy for our friends.
We are really happy for them. Shout out. Love them to death. So where should we begin? I guess Drag X Drive came out today.
Yes, it did.
So we can talk about that. Over here on YouTube, we have and you can show it. However, right now it is playing a trailer for Hulu. Do you know that Hulu's getting absorbed by Disney 100%?
I knew Hulu was very involved with this, like Disney bought.
It's been on Disney for a while. The actual Hulu app is getting discontinued, and it's just going to be part of Hulu. Just going to be part of Disney now. And you know what? The only reason I'm mentioning this is because this is how it begins. Disney is going to start absorbing all of these. They're going to own Netflix eventually. I guarantee it.
I'm not a fan.
No. Disney's going to own everything. They already bought, we already know this, but they bought Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar. They're buying out competition, but they're buying out like all of the leading everything, right?
That's got to be like an antitrust law or something. Like that's a monopoly at this point.
Well, they are. They are a monopoly. Oh, it is paused. It's just really delayed because it's doing that thing. Can you stop it? Can you pause it?
I got it. You can hear. Yeah.
Did you deactivate it and activate it? All right. It's actually, the site's muted. I don't know why it did that. Sorry about that, everybody. We've had a lot of audio. For some reason, the audio that comes from the laptop is like 5 minutes delayed. So
it doesn't start off 5 minutes delayed, mind you.
It's very confusing.
It starts off like a millisecond delayed, and then it just builds up and adds till it's like 5 minutes.
It's very confusing. So like right then, we had no way of stopping that without being all shutting down the whole source because I paused it 5 minutes ago. Anyway, what we were saying is Disney's going to end up buying all these streaming sites.
Yeah.
They're just going to have a monopoly on everything, and it sucks. I'm
not a fan of that. Also, I wonder if that like implies like to with the, because like do you remember way back when someone got hurt or something happened at Disney Park and they voided all their rights to actually bring Disney to a trial because they checked a box on Disney Plus.
Yeah, there was something about Disney is allowed to unalive you if you've like signed up for Disney Plus and checked the box.
Yeah, you're not allowed to bring them to court if you check the box.
Really weird. I'm sitting through another ad right now because I tried to skip ahead. You can show it though. So this is IGN's review of Drag X Drive. Apparently, I can't play the audio, unfortunately. I don't know why. Video is fine and audio isn't. It doesn't really matter. But this was reviewed by our buddy Logan, who we love so well and we trust and we admire. And he gave it a 6.
Which is okay.
Okay. Also, a lot of the comments on this were saying that Logan gave it a very generous 6. They said he gave it a glowing 6 out of 10. So I'm going to see if I can go back and hit play while I talk or if it's going to sit through an ad again. Okay, here we go. So Bingle and I played it and I played it for what? 20 minutes, half an hour?
Yeah, around there.
The tutorial sucked.
30 half hour of that was the tutorial.
The tutorial was brutal because it just handholds you the whole way and has you do the same thing over and over and you can't skip. Like you can't press A for next. You just need to sit there and wait while it's like push forward and you push forward and then you have to wait 30 seconds and then it'll fade out and then it will say, okay, now try the brake. And you'll hit the brake and it's like, okay, I did it. It's not a tutorial where like you do the thing and it ticks. And it's like, okay, next we're going to give you 30 seconds to play around with this before we move on. It just took so long. By the time I was done with the tutorial, my forearms were already kind of hurting, which to be fair is probably a me issue for being weak. I don't know. Maybe it'll get easier over time. The more you play, maybe you'll get like crazy beefy forearms.
It'll be like Popeye.
But then I got into a game and it was fine. I like the idea. I feel like this has been echoed a lot by people online. It feels a little bad. It feels a little weird to keep saying every time I play a Nintendo game lately, this should have been free. This should have been a pack-in game. But I think it's because we're looking for something that could have been a pack-in game. We're looking for because Nintendo is so good about having a pack-in game, right? And we just had Astro Bot on PlayStation, and it was nice to have something free. So we keep looking at some of these experiences like this or like Welcome Tour, and we keep wondering why one of these wasn't a pack-in game. And if you're going to charge us for Welcome Tour, all right, this could have been free.
This could have been free. Yeah, I agree.
It's very basic. It's very rudimentary. It is what it is. Your control scheme is push forward on one and push back on the other, like front. You can go like this, or you can go back. And then you can brake, and you can shoot, and you can pass. And that's it.
You can also do some tricks a little bit. But you're still doing the same thing. You're still using the same controls.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's rudimentary. I don't know what other word to use. Also, it's lacking like any kind of Nintendo charm. The characters are boring. The world and like the map is so grayscale and dark and bleak.
I mean, I think this game, it's very boring. The other thing, it feels a little jank, right? Like I'm not.
I mean, yeah, it feels jank because the control. It's like
It's weird.
You're like doing like this with them. Like what? Like I know that like this is Nintendo's new gimmick is the mouse controls, but we've had mice for computers for years. Mm-hmm. When have you ever played a game with a mouse where you like have to
2 mice
or even 2? Yeah. Or just say one where like the whole game. I mean, maybe there is a game like that.
I mean,
I don't know what point I'm trying to make. It's just like it's so much work to play.
It's tiring.
It's very tiring.
I feel like they can make some adjustments to make so you're not moving it around so much. Like maybe a little bit less movement. It might get a little bit better. But the other thing too is I feel like the bones for a good game is there. Like it could be a fun game, but I feel like they just missed it. Just,
I agree. I feel like if it was more bright and personal, if it was like more Nintendo charm and colors, if it wasn't so much work to play, if it wasn't so jank, there's something there.
No, there's something there. And the other thing is too, I don't know how
if it was free.
If it was free, yeah. Also, I don't know how anyone's going to be playing this game on their lap. I have no idea. I can only see myself ever playing this game at a desk.
Yeah, especially because to go fast, it wants you to do like big long strokes, it says.
Yeah.
Do like a big long stroke. My legs aren't that long.
No.
So yeah, I agree with you.
But that's why I was saying maybe if they make it where it's not as much movement, like if it's a little bit less, and you go further with less, it might be better.
If you could do less inputs. Also, another thing is like, what could you directly compare this game to? Like, if you look at this game and you're like, what's another game like this that you could compare it to? To take the control scheme out of it, there's an obvious answer.
Was it NBA? I don't know.
Kind of. Rocket League.
Rocket League?
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's very Rocket League. Rocket League is free.
It is free. It used to not be free.
Yeah, I know. It was $30. But it is free right now. I just don't really know what this is offering. And then there's one more thing. There's one more issue I'm having with mouse controls in these games. I like when there's a game like Age of Empires or whatever, or Civilization, where it's like, well, we've added mouse controls.
It works.
That's sick.
Yeah.
The issue I'm having with games like this, or games on like the Mario Party thing, where it is like you can only use the mouse for this. Every single instance of one of those games, you could definitely just not use a mouse.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
you could play, what I'm saying is you could play this game with regular controls and it would probably be easier to play it. So by forcing mouse controls, for having this be like mouse only, it's really limiting the game in a way where like you don't need to, because like you could just play this without a mouse, but you're also limiting it in the sense of Switch's whole thing is like play anywhere you want, anyhow, anytime, pick up and play, and it's a handheld. But there's no option for any other control scheme, so you're really limiting people to, you can really only play it docked or in tablet mode if you have space to do the mouse control.
Yeah.
You can't like take this on a plane, which I guess is fine, but you could if there were other controls and you couldn't, if it wasn't just locked to the... Well, I guess what I'm saying is I like that they've made this game all around the mouse controls, but I feel like you could still have normal controls as an option.
Yeah. I mean, also, if there was normal controls, what would be the point of this game?
There wouldn't be, which I think is like another issue with the game. It's like, it's just, it exists in a weird bubble where it doesn't necessarily feel necessary, which is why charging for it feels a bit odd. It coming out 2 months after the Switch launch for $20, it feels like it should have either been at launch and or free.
Was it 30 or 20?
20.
It's 20?
It's 20.
That's not too bad.
Oh, it's the most they can get away with.
Yeah.
Because the other thing is, I mean, you're looking at the whole game. It's 3-minute rounds of this over and over and over and over again.
Should have been 10.
Should have been free.
Or free. Oh, wait. Free for premium users, Nintendo Online users.
All that, yeah. I mean, that's fine too, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down with like Nintendo playing around with microtransactions too. Like make this free and then you can buy skins or you can buy little doodads and tchotchkes.
Yeah, but the game has no...
That's the thing.
Charm.
It has no charm. Maybe doodads and tchotchkes... Well, maybe they could add charm with that, like a Mario skin or something.
That would have been cool. That would have been cool.
Also, I watched a TikTok right before we went live. It was from Kit and Krista. I can't play it because the audio would be a mess. But he was saying that he found it weird that Nintendo and the marketing for this game and everything anywhere for this game does not mention wheelchairs.
No, it doesn't.
Which is very interesting. Like they went out of their way to not actually mention at all that you're in a wheelchair or even like what it is that you're doing in that sense. Like they don't reference the fact that you're sitting in something with, they just call it the sport of the future or something they say. but they don't. His point is it's very clearly wheelchair basketball.
Yeah, it's very clearly wheelchair basketball, yeah.
But Nintendo, and this doesn't matter. This is just a side interesting thing. They very clearly did not want to mention or call attention to the fact that it is actually wheelchairs.
Why? Like, what's the harm?
I don't know. I mean, wheelchair basketball, I mean, that would be considered a Special Olympic, right?
I think so.
So
I'm not entirely educated on it.
I'm not entirely educated either. I don't know if there's like wheelchair basketball where the people in the wheelchairs don't need the wheelchairs outside of the sport. I would imagine that mostly wheelchair basketball is a handicap sport. And
it is.
And I'm sorry if I'm incorrect for thinking that. So that's why it's a little weird that Nintendo isn't mentioning it, because it is kind of cool that they've done this, and, recognition and all of that. But I think that's probably also the reason why they didn't. Maybe they didn't want it to seem like, I don't know. Maybe they just wanted to avoid it, just in case people were weird about it for some reason.
Maybe the characters themselves, like it might be replicating wheelchair basketball, but the characters themselves aren't actually in wheelchair. They're just robots or something, and they don't want to.
Do they have legs?
No.
Yeah. I mean, are you sure?
Wait. Yep.
I think they do have legs.
They have legs. They have legs.
It is quite literally.
They're in a wheelchair.
They're in a wheelchair.
They're in a wheelchair.
But for some reason, it's just an interesting observation. I'm not really sure the reason. Maybe I don't know. I really don't know. You would think they would refer to the device they're sitting in as something.
They don't.
They don't. What would you call it other than a wheelchair?
It's a wheelchair.
Because they call it nothing. They don't even address it. Which is it's just a little weird. I don't know why. I find that weird. It's just a little weird. Sport of the future is what they say. Okay. All right. You can cut away. I think we've watched enough of this. Yeah, Logan gave it a 6 out of 10. I'm pretty inclined to give it a similar 5, 6 out of 10, just based on what I played.
Either a flat 6 or lower. Yeah.
After, okay. Let's lead this into the Switch 2 month later talk, because I want to get your opinion on it. But this is kind of the second time now recently that I've bought something off the eShop that was a Switch 2 game. Actually, the third time, but let's just focus on recently. Where I've spent $15-20 for something that's been advertised by Nintendo as a Switch 2 game, and I've instantly kind of felt like
I could have done without it.
I could have done without it. The other one was Chilling by the Fire.
Chilling by the Fire was so bad.
We spent $15. We talked about this last week. You weren't here, though. We spent $15 on that each. We played it that one time on stream. Literally all it is grabbing logs and putting it into a fireplace.
Correct.
I have absolutely zero interest in ever playing
You know
that
what
again.
Chilling by the Fire is? It's like you're playing like a cozy or like a life sim game or something, right? And you know when you go play like you have to set up a fire or do something within that game?
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. You're playing a mini game, but that's the entirety of the game.
Yeah. And you can't return things on Switch.
No.
And we've played that for what, half an hour?
I wish if that was on Steam,
yeah, you could
I would have had my money back.
You could return it, yeah. Now, I don't want to like, it's not all negative. Again, that first month on the Switch 2 was incredible.
Yeah, we had Mario Kart,
mugged by the fire, someone.
Basically, Donkey Kong, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Fantasy Life, which is not technically
that was
exclusive,
a Switch 2 upgrade, yeah.
But great game.
So we had like a good first month, but this second month has definitely felt a lot more stale, and it doesn't help that we didn't get a full direct.
No.
We got a partner and an indie. So we're still kind of left in the lurch about some release dates for things. I think the next thing we know about is Pokemon in October.
Yeah, it's October 12th, 15th, something like that.
Which is also a Switch 1 game. It just has a Switch 2 version.
Correct, yeah.
So it does feel a little rough right now. And I think part of the reason, and I've been talking about this a lot, is that Nintendo played it way too close to the chest with the dev units for the Switch 2.
They did.
They did not want to hand out any Switch 2 dev units to anybody other than a very few select partners, like Capcom, obviously, who have been working on Monster Hunter Stories 3, and a couple other people, probably FromSoft, because they're working on that.
Yeah, FromSoft would have to have one.
But most places couldn't get one, and most places, like developers and publishers, complained they couldn't get one. Because Nintendo didn't want it to leak. The ironic thing is, it leaked.
Yeah, everything leaked. I knew exactly what that thing looked like even before they announced it.
A month before it came out, I had a 3D print of it in my hands, which shouldn't be a thing.
No.
So they tried so hard to keep that dev unit safe from people. Meanwhile, it all leaked anyway. So now all the devs are playing catch up. And we're seeing things like in that Indie Direct, we saw content warning, an indie game that we played on Steam 6 months ago.
Correct.
Is coming to Switch and releasing 2026.
That's cool.
It's cool, but 2026 for a game that at that point would have been out for over a year on Steam already. And it's because, there's no shot an indie team was getting the Switch 2 dev kit.
No.
So, on one hand, when I go back and I think about the Switch 1 launch and I think about how it took so long for third-party games and developers to start coming in. We had Doom and Skyrim in that first 6 months from Bethesda, but it took a long time for third-party support to start ramping up and explode. So I think about the Switch 2, and I was like, all of these companies want to be there day one, and we're going to get a ton of support, and it's not going to be like the Switch 1 where we have to wait a year for it to ramp up. But Nintendo went and didn't give dev units to anybody. So now everybody is starting to develop for the console. Now they have the console, and we're going to have to go through a ramp-up period like we did on Switch 1.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what we're feeling right now. Because, if you even go to the eShop and you scroll down recent releases for the last 2 months, there's been like 10 games that have released with the Switch 2 badge.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
And one was air hockey.
Wait, there was air hockey?
There was a budget-looking $7 air hockey. There was Chillin' by the Fire. And then a bunch of Switch 1 games that came out that also had a Switch 2 version.
I feel like the Switch 2, also content warning came out, right? Or it's coming out for the Switch 2.
Yeah.
I feel like those goofy co-op games would go so great for the Switch. Peak.
It's, again, Nintendo not giving dev units out.
No, I agree.
I know, but it's like, if you had given one even to the content warning people. Content warning is such a fun game that blew up on Twitch, and it could definitely see a second life on Switch 2 if you took the camera and you made the faces of the characters the camera. So imagine you're out there and you're doing content warning, which is like filming with a little vlog camera, your friends getting scared and spooked, and you're doing like the selfie and everything, but it's your actual face.
I feel like that would be the definitive way of playing then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if we had that on launch, so we could dive into it in launch window, it would just be something that streamers would pick up, that friends could pick up. But instead, we've got to wait till 2026. So, yeah, I do feel like I don't know if Nintendo really planned out the first at least few months very well, because
I feel like they were at least banking on the success of the last console to really carry them a little bit more.
Obviously everyone picked it up. We got like 5-6 million units sold based on Mario Kart. But I would be interested even to ask chat, do you feel like the hype and the experiences have already kind of slowed down and you're not really sure right now what you're looking forward to?
Yeah.
Because what are we looking forward to right now? Zelda looks like it's coming next year now.
Yeah.
The Age of Imprisonment.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Pokemon is coming, but it's also on Switch 1.
Same thing with Metroid.
Metroid, we don't have a release date for.
No.
And also it's on Switch 1.
It's on Switch 1, yeah. I got Metroid. Well, no. I got the Switch 2 particularly because of the 120 FPS for Metroid.
There'll definitely be some really cool enhanced experiences like Metroid and Pokemon. That's why I was so sure that we'd get a Direct in July. Because I couldn't imagine a realm where we would sit here mid-August without one, not really knowing what's happening. It felt to me like that wouldn't be the case. I want new games, but I have a huge backlog from games that are already released on Switch 2. That is, yeah, sure. Also, ARMS. Drag X Drive kind of feels like when ARMS came out.
Did ARMS get support after? Like,
not really, because it was kind of a flop. But it kind of feels like that, where it's like that weird sort of sports game that uses the motion controls, and it kind of came out and it was hyped up, and then it was kind of just like, Like, really, this Switch 2 launch is just weirdly similar to Switch 1 in every way, both its excitement and its pitfalls.
I feel like one of the things they could have done to alleviate that, especially if they were giving out dev kits real late, is upgrade a lot more of their original library.
Yeah,
like Xenoblade,
and not charge crazy $10
not charge $10. It could have been free, or not charge everything for it. Because like, Xenoblade 3 is a great game, but it looks, it can do with a bit of a performance bump.
I was. You remember my midnight launch when I was talking to this guy? His name's Caleb.
Yes,
he was in the. He was a really nice guy. I actually was talking to him recently, and he was like, he felt kind of disappointed that at launch, bare minimum, all of the first party Nintendo games weren't enhanced in some way.
No.
Like, how do you not go through at least your first party library and make sure everything is like 4K 60? But like Pokemon Arceus and stuff, that I think that didn't get a patch until like a month or two in.
Wait, did it get a patch?
Did it not get a patch?
I don't know. I mean, I played Arceus not too long ago just to check, and it was not 60 FPS.
Pokemon Arceus get a Switch 2 update? No. There isn't an official Switch 2 update for Pokemon Legends Arceus. So that is another thing too. Like, we're 2 months in, and even a lot of the first party, like Pokemon of all things, that sold like what, 20 million copies?
Yeah.
They haven't gone in and done an update for Switch 2?
No. And you know what's funny too? It's not like Arceus is like Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild, where you need to be careful about upping the FPS because of the physics engine. Like, when you emulate Arceus, you can just bump it to 60 FPS and you're good to go. So it's not a hard thing to do.
That is insane. That is honestly insane.
Yeah,
and like, what else are they doing right now?
I don't know.
Arceus doesn't have an update.
Or what was the new Xenoblade game that came out?
Oh, that's a good point. I think Xenoblade X did get one.
Did it?
I think so. Chat will let us know.
I don't think it did.
I think...
I don't think any of the Xenoblade games did.
Let me look up. Does Xenoblade X get a Switch 2 update? Chat will probably beat me to it. No official Switch 2 upgrade for Xenoblade Chronicles X has been announced, but the game does benefit from Switch 2's improved hardware.
I mean, but where's the up? It's a recent release. It's not that long ago.
That came out just before Switch 2.
It just came, that's what I'm saying.
Wait, what about like 3? 3 got one, right?
No, I promise you, because I check regularly.
This is Google's AI.
It's lying.
It says, yes, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 did receive a Switch 2 update, though it was primarily focused on stability rather than significant visual or performance upgrades.
Go. Okay.
Okay, so it got a stability update. I got a hair in my mouth. But it didn't get a visual or performance update. It was for stability. So no major graphical or performance enhancements for the recent Xenoblade Chronicles 3. This is kind of what I'm trying to say. Like, there are things that have been really great about this launch, and I'm not taking away from that.
There's some good
and believe me, I don't benefit from trying to poo-poo it. I need people to be excited with me.
Yeah.
And I am excited about the Switch too. Mario Kart was sick. Donkey Kong was sick. Some of those enhancements I've been really enjoying. No Man's Sky, I've been bouncing back into every now and then. Just having the better performance and resolution, even in like the indie games that I play, it's just nice to have a cleaner... like Kim's playing Hello Kitty now on Switch 2, and it looks night and day different just based on the Switch 2 giving it a bit of a bump. So there's definitely some improvements here, but again, I feel like we're in this weird limbo where we haven't had a direct. We don't have a lot of launch release dates for a lot of things. The things we know are coming, there's very few with an actual release date, and it's Switch 1, Switch 2 cross-release. And in the meantime, while we're waiting... you would think it would be great to dive into some of the other Switch 1 exclusive first-party games
and upgrade
on the
them.
Switch 2 in upgrades, but they don't have them.
No.
Some of the most important recent released core ones that people would want to dive back into aren't seeing an improvement on Switch 2.
Definitely can use them because, like, yeah, like I said, I like Xenoblade. It's a great game, but it's choppy as hell.
Yeah.
It's choppy.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's just a bit weird. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, I don't want to go in too hard. But it's a bit weird, and it does feel like Nintendo are dropping the ball in certain aspects with this upgrade and this release. And this is definitely one of them. If you're not going to have much at launch other than like 2 obviously great core titles, and you haven't given dev units out to developers, so a lot of newer experiences are 6 months to a year away, even from indie devs. At the very least, fix your own library on the console. Enhance your own library on the console. That seems like a bare minimum. So, yeah, I will admit I've kind of been feeling that burn where it's like, I look at my Switch 2 and I'm like, what do I play right now that's like new?
I'll tell you this. I mean, like, I'm going back to play some old, not old, but Switch 1 games, right? Like, I was playing through Metroid.
Yeah.
I'm not playing that on my Switch 2. I'm playing it on my OLED. There's no point at the moment because it has longer battery life anyway.
You're playing... What are you playing on your OLED? Metroid Prime?
A little bit of Prime, but mostly Dread.
You're playing Dread on the first one? It doesn't have a Switch 2 update?
No.
That's insane.
Promise you it doesn't.
That's like the only Metroid.
It's great.
It's like the only Metroid on the other than the remake or the remaster.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, the remake is also not upgraded either.
So the remake I can see, like, all right, fine, or the remaster. But Dread?
No.
That doesn't get a 4K 60? That's a perfect game
it's
for 4K
60 FPS, but it's 720p handheld, 1080p docked.
In Switch 2?
I believe so. I could be wrong, but it doesn't look like it is. But also, like, I don't know. I mean, I kind of, it's Dread. You know, I can play it 720p, but still, I don't think so. I'm gonna look it up just to make sure.
Yeah, look it up.
To dot my.
Someone said they've been playing a lot of Splatoon 3. That has to be enhanced. Splatoon 3, that's got to be 4K 60, right? Let's not forget the Switch 1 came out to pretty poor reviews. Look, it will get better. It'll get better. I'm just talking about like the 2-month experience because that's all that we can really talk about right now.
It does not. Dread does not have an official Switch 2 patch.
Can you look up Splatoon 3?
Yeah. I think it does, actually. I heard it. That should have a mouse mode, by the way.
It did get an update? Okay. Well, okay. It looks like Splatoon 3 did get one. Okay. Thank you, Chocolate Kieran, and everybody else in chat.
Yes.
Any leaks, Wood? Yes. Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Track 9. You have to go and look at track 9. Anyway, so that's kind of where we're at right now with Switch 2. I feel like this last month, other than like, you know, playing Donkey Kong through the month.
Donkey Kong is a great time.
Let me look at what I've been actually playing. I got my Switch right here. I've been diving into indies recently, which like are great, and I've been streaming them, and people have been popping in and being like, couldn't you have done this on Switch 1? And I'm like, well, yeah, but you know, what else am I going to do? So I've been playing this game called, can't really see it, Discounty. I started that last night. I think review embargo is
Was you
tomorrow.
also playing the Ninja Gaiden game as well?
I played that on stream. I played UFO 50. I played Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo. That was pretty fun. Ninja Gaiden also. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is sick.
It looks so sick.
So I've been diving into indies. Oh, is that seat taken? Oh, is this seat taken? And Tiny Bookshop were both sick. I played the demo for Elliot.
Oh, that looks so good.
That was awesome. I think, is that only Switch 2? I think so.
Elliot?
Yeah, look that up.
The demo might be only on the Switch too, but let me check.
The new Square Enix Elliot. So I've been kind of really burnt out on the HD 2D of it all. I don't think I didn't play Octopath Traveler 2. I tried Triangle Strategy and it was a lot of reading. So I kind of felt like I was falling behind in the games in that genre from Square. So I kind of pushed them out of my mind. And I was like, well, I guess I'm done with those because I just felt like I had missed too many of them. But my chat while I was live wanted me to try the demo for Elliot. It is sick.
It is available everywhere.
Switch 1 as well.
No, I don't know about Switch 1, but
that's what I asked.
Oh. Yo.
So Elliot is like actually let me pull it up.
No, it's not on the Switch 1.
Yeah, I didn't think so because it has graphic options between performance and quality, and the quality was like giving me a headache. The frame rates were so bad.
They were bad.
So it might honestly be pushing the system too far. Elliot demo. There's a fly down here that keeps buzzing on my head.
I got one earlier.
A fly?
Flicked it.
You just grabbed it out of the air?
No, like it was on the mic.
Like Jackie Chan?
No. It was on the microphone.
They can't see you doing that.
Oh.
You can show the screen.
Got you.
So this is Elliot. So I thought when I was looking at this, I was like, oh, so it's like Secret of Mana or whatever. That's like a new version of Secret of Mana. It's actually essentially Link to the Past.
It looks Zelda coded.
It is so Zelda coded, even down to dungeons that resulted in me finding the weapon that he's using right now. I found that by beating a dungeon.
That's so awesome.
And like it was like full on like dungeon with rooms that locked and opened when you beat enemies and a boss fight at the end. I think it was actually that dungeon there.
Is there levels? Like, does your character level up?
Shoot, I can't remember. I don't think so.
Because then I would say it would be like Zelda and Secret of Mana combined kind of thing.
When you kill things, you get stuff from them that you can use to make magic stones that upgrades you and gives you all different kind of effects. And then your little fairy here can be controlled by someone else in 2-player, or your stick will control it. And the fairy has different abilities. Like you can put it somewhere and then teleport to it.
Oh.
So if you want to like jump a gap or get behind an enemy, you can move the fairy behind them and then jump to it. But yeah, no, it just feels very Zelda to play. And I was really, really enjoying it. And I'm actually really looking forward to the game. You know what sucks though?
2026 release.
2026 release, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so far away.
Damn it. I wonder if this would have, I wonder if it would have came out earlier if they got a dev unit, but they probably had one. It's Square Enix. They have one.
This you said it's coming out everywhere, right?
Yeah, it's coming out everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think it was Switch related. But you're also, I think they would have got a dev unit.
Yeah.
Square definitely would have. They were the first people to put an exclusive on the Switch 1 with Octopath.
Okay, yeah.
That was the first Switch exclusive from a third party that the console had.
Smart move.
Nintendo definitely have a good relationship with them at this point.
They used to not.
With Square?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
they used to hate. Nintendo was pissed at Square.
Times have changed, man. Also, Nintendo, I'm going to keep the gameplay going because this game is awesome. Nintendo are kind of in a league of their own right now. I mean, we've been talking about it for a while. Despite how I feel right now about kind of some mistakes they made in the Switch 2 launch, they're in a league of their own when it comes to developing hardware and software, I think. Because they're releasing games like crazy. And you look at Xbox, which has moved away from software. You can cut away from this. You look at Xbox, which has moved away from software, and they're like a hardware company now. And any game they do release, they're releasing it cross-platform.
True.
And then, as you're probably about to say, PlayStation just kind of announced that they're doing a similar thing.
They're moving away.
They're looking at doing multi-platform releases for their games and moving away from hardware. Now, I'm not sure what they mean by that. It's because I think they've walked it back a little bit. Because they are coming out with they'll make a PlayStation 6 and they're working on some handheld thing.
There's rumors going around about a PSP 2.
Yeah, so I don't think that they're fully moving away from hardware and fully moving away from the idea of exclusives. But even if we take their recent last couple of years, everything's gone to PC, and they release a new game every 6 months.
Yeah,
it's very rare you get. They don't happen that often. And when you do get one, it's most likely a third-person over-the-shoulder action game.
Also, I don't know. Was it me? But I felt like PlayStation. There wasn't a lot of even counting the PC games that they PlayStation, the games that they put on PC as well. Yeah. I felt like there wasn't a lot of exclusives for PlayStation.
No,
for the PS5.
That's what I'm saying. They release them every like 6 months.
Yeah, it was like the PS4 was awesome. A lot of great bangers.
It was better.
Yeah.
For sure. And then you have Nintendo, who's releasing a new game every month. And we know about a ton that are coming. We just don't know when. Mm-hmm. And they're just primarily a company that's focused on making cool experiences and fun games for their platform. So, you know, I actually shout out to Nerd Nest podcast.
Yeah.
I went on the Nerd Nest podcast last week. If you want to go check that out, I'll try and leave a link down below. It's not down there right now, but I'll try and add it. Just Google Nerd Nest. And I talked with them for a couple hours. Very smart people. I had no idea what they were talking about for most of it. Right? I was completely flummoxed. But a big conversation around that episode was the whole PlayStation thing. And I kind of asked them, or like I proposed, I was like, I guess maybe like when you think about a console selling exclusive games to sell the console, which obviously works for like Nintendo because they sold like 140 million Switches or whatever. So you would think, okay, so make exclusive games and you'll sell big console numbers, which is what people seem to care about, like optically, like consumers. They're like, well, the Switch 2 was a success or the Switch 1 was a success because it sold 140 million, whatever.
Yeah.
But I guess the only way you can really look at it now from a company standpoint with Xbox and PlayStation wanting to go multi-platform is that they really don't care about how many consoles they sell.
It's all about software.
It's about software.
How much software?
Because when you think about it, you sell a console one time, and for Xbox and PlayStation, it's usually at a loss.
It's always at a loss.
So they don't make money off of the console, right? You just hope that people buy your games once they buy the console. But you can sell a game as many times as people will buy it, as many places as they can buy it. So you make a game and you put it on 4 different platforms, and that game sells on all the platforms. It's 100% profit each time because it's a game. It's digital, right?
Yeah.
Or physical, but there's no overhead there. It's not a loss. So for PlayStation and Xbox, they're most likely looking at it like we would rather sell our games in as many places as possible and make all the profit off of the software than make exclusives and try and push hardware that we're going to lose money on.
Yeah, they at this point, I think they just want to be publishers. They don't.
I think so.
Yeah, that's it.
So the PlayStation 6 will probably sell poorly compared to PlayStation 5.
I have a PlayStation 6 is going to be the last PlayStation we've ever seen.
Maybe.
I don't think they'll, and you might see like portable ones, but that's
maybe. But I think it'll sell poorly because
also
they're not going to care about that, and they're going to be selling games everywhere. So they're probably going to make more money, but it's going to look like they're doing bad PlayStation 6 wise because it's not going to sell as much.
I have a theory too. I don't know if this will be accurate, but my theory too is that as we go along, like maybe in the next couple of years, like when, you know, things like past the PS6 or whatever they decide, or Xbox, I think we're going to start seeing more like Steam boxes, like an actual just console box that's like a Windows machine or whatever it is.
They were also talking about that on the Nerd Nest podcast. They said, would you prefer a console like a Steam box or just anything? Let's say the PlayStation 6 comes out, and rather than needing to upgrade it in 5 or 6 years, they release parts for it that upgrades the console. So like a better GPU or a better this or that you can slot in. That's a
PC essentially.
Yeah.
But I feel like, so me personally, yes, I would prefer that, but I don't think the average consumer would.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it gets messy. I brought this up on the podcast too, on their one, and they shut me down on it, and I don't really remember what they said about it. But I think they tried to say it wouldn't be an issue, but I feel like it will be. Let's say PlayStation 6 comes out, and we're 5 years in, and they've upgraded it 3 times. So now the people that have spent the most money have gone out, and they've brought the newest GPU, right? How does a game developer then make a game for the PlayStation 6?
They wouldn't.
Bearing in mind that some people will have this new GPU and some people will have a bad one. Because then you get into the position that the Series S was, where there were certain games and experiences. When developers developed games for the Xbox Series X, they had to take into account Series S because it had to play on both, which limited the scope of what they could do and what they could develop. And then you saw games like Baldur's Gate 3, which couldn't do split screen on the S because it was
why
underpowered.
it got delayed.
So I feel like if we do move into a future where it's like upgradable hardware, you would always be held back by the people that haven't upgraded, which is probably going to be most people.
I think the only way developers would actually develop, like in that scenario, they would have to be essentially developing for like a PC, and at that point, it's adding more strain because you're not.
Yeah, at that point, if that's what you want, you kind of just need a PC.
Yeah, at that because because then you're developing not only just like, let's say you are multi-platform, you do release for PC, and then let's say the PS6 is upgradable as you go along. That means you're developing for 2 different architectures and one that's for both that is continuously changing. That is a nightmare for developers, I feel like. I could be wrong. I'm not a developer, but that's what I feel like.
I agree. But also, all of this conversation, as convoluted and as weird as this is why I just like Nintendo and Nintendo's business model. Because you buy their console, it is what it is, it works how it works, and then they release games for it that you can only get on that console, and you buy the game for that console, and you don't have to worry about like graphic settings or like doing all this and that. You just buy it for the console and you play it and you have a good time, and that's what it is.
Also, I would like to go out on a limb and say, not every time you upgrade a graphics card does that actually mean better performance. Like, you'll get some performance boost, but there's so much more going into actually upgrading something.
Yeah.
Like the CPU and everything else. Like, I don't know. I don't think you can count on the average consumer doing that. That's my take on it.
It's just too much. It's just too much fluff.
I mean, I know people who refuse to play PC games because, yeah, it's convoluted for them.
Yeah, I hate playing on PC.
They just want to plug and play and have a. I like my PC. I prefer that way, but not everybody does, and I get it.
I get it too. Okay, I got a super chat here I want to read. Wood, I ordered your grip and carry case. I'm excited to have an exclusive accessory for this generation and excited to find a way to support you. Nitrium Power.
Hell yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Also, I forgot to mention, these finally came in. If you're listening to the audio, it's the boxes for the... Well, it's the whole thing. These are the actual official grips. Because the grip I've been using was a prototype. But these are the actual boxes for them, and they look really, really cool. They're like a gloss on the actual thing, and then matte on the box, and then my YouTube banner is underneath. Look at that.
Oh, hell yeah.
I know, it's sick. So yeah, they're this month. Any day. Well, I think it's later this month. I think it's like the 20-something people that ordered it in the first batch. Yeah, I think it's coming this month. I apologize it took so long. I mean, I had nothing to do with it, but I apologize it took so long. Unboxing. I've been waiting to actually... They only just came in. I've been waiting to open them on camera. And I don't have like an overhead or anything. So I'm still going to wait, unfortunately. Also, it's a podcast, and people... audio listeners aren't going to want to hear me unbox something.
ASMR unboxing?
Someone in chat keeps spamming, I bet your entire Switch collection you don't have Yokai Watch 4. What do I get out of it before I take this bet? What do I get from you if I do have it? That's if you want to do a bet, you can bet something.
I know what I would do.
What?
If you have it, they're banned.
They're banned?
Yeah.
Good Lord. I don't know about that.
You want to mess around?
You want to mess around and find out? All right. Moving on to some news. ChibiRobo. You can show this. ChibiRobo joins Switch Online GameCube library. This is funny because in my video, a couple videos ago, the video that shall not be named, I made a joke about ChibiRobo and how...
I can't help but every time I see ChibiRobo, I think of Scott. I can't help it.
I know. But I made a joke. I was like, this is the only time I'm going to mention it today because it's kind of funny. It's ironic. I was like, if I hadn't have said Animal Crossing and I had have said ChibiRobo, it probably wouldn't have gone as viral because you can't go viral with ChibiRobo. Literally a week later, here's ChibiRobo making the rounds.
Dude, that's so funny.
Nintendo's just trolling me at this point.
They might.
I think this is one of the more expensive GameCube games that if you were looking to buy it, I think it was up there in price. But here it is for the Switch Online, and it's coming out sometime in August 21st.
I'm curious, like, when Nintendo releases something for, like, emulation for GameCube, right? I wonder if it makes the original drop in price.
Oh, probably, because it makes it way more accessible. I've been getting so many scam calls recently.
Really? Oh, well,
just constant scam calls.
Well, there's been a major data breach.
Like, oh, great. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. No problem.
Let me hit play on this and see if it actually plays. Yeah, we got a minute and a half of ChibiRobo here. Cool. I've actually never played it. So I guess I will, maybe. I have no idea what this game is or what it's about. It's about a little robot guy.
It's like a platforming puzzle game.
Cool. Well, August 21st, people.
Oh, soon.
Cut away. I really need a button.
Yeah, I need to get you. Well, not. We gotta get this to work.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. All right, let's see what they're offering me. Goombalicious. I'll buy your grip. All right. Talk to him, Bingle.
All right, chat. He's looking for Yokai Watch. All right. And if I know any better, he 100% has it. Okay. I've never played Chibi. I played a little bit of ChibiRobo. But like I said, I think of Scott when I hear that or Gex. Oh.
I'll be waiting.
He's got it.
I'll be waiting. You could I made a video of my entire collection if you wanted to see. You're going to have to shut that off. I played it for a while.
Oh, no.
That's going to be the whole minute clip.
Oh, no.
Don't show...
Oh, God. Hold on. I just disabled it.
Cool.
I just disabled it.
What a mess. Palland? You want to look at some Palland?
Palland?
I've muted everything about this laptop. I don't know why it's still...
Even if you right-click the sort, like the tab, and just mute it?
Sorry, guys. I'm having a hard time today with this laptop. Everything I'm trying to do is just so many ads. I don't know why. All right, I'm just going to load up Donkey's video because... And I got another ad. Oh, good Lord. Have you heard of Palland?
Oh, from you.
So, you know how Nintendo, you can show my screen, are currently in a heated battle with Pal World over suing them for being essentially a Pokemon clone?
Yes.
Well, apparently this company, I don't know who it is. This is definitely some kind of weird AI slop thing. Decided now would be a great time to release Pal Land, a ripoff of Pal World, which is a ripoff of Pokemon. So
yeah.
we're 3 layers deep. This is Donkey's video playing it, and yeah, obviously it's awful. I don't understand how this even gets on the eShop. Like, Nintendo clearly have no control over the eShop anymore.
I've seen some terrible games too on the eShop, as well as obviously Steam, but there's been even AI games. Like,
it's not even that it's terrible. It's that they are actively suing a company for copying them, essentially, is what they're claiming. And yet they're letting on the eShop a blatant copy of that copy. So the only thing I can assume here is that Nintendo really don't quality... I mean, it's obvious, I guess, because of the amount of slop and Luigi content and shovelware and AI games that get uploaded every single day to the eShop. But they clearly do not check what goes up there anymore. You pay a fee. I think I've heard it's something like $800 to put your game on the eShop. And then eventually it goes on the eShop. I don't think there's any kind of Nintendo checking, because there's been so many occasions now of games getting uploaded to the eShop and Nintendo having to retroactively pull them down. Like that one that was like an Ocarina clone and even used Ocarina music in it.
Oh my God.
And Nintendo found out after it was uploaded and had to pull it down.
Wait, I got it. So someone has to pay I guess it's like the same for Steam too.
It's the same for Steam, but Steam's way cheaper. It's like a couple $100.
So wait, $800, and how much does Nintendo get out of the sale after
the sale? I don't know. Like they take a percentage, like 30% or something.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, Steam does the same.
I guess 800's a lot. I don't know where my phone is. I wanted to Google. Where's my phone? Did I not have it earlier? Was I not Googling something on it? I was trying to avoid saying cut away, please. But cut away, please.
I got you. Oh, my God.
How much does it cost to put a game on the eShop? No direct fee to upload the game itself. Registration for the Nintendo Developer Portal is free, and there is no charge for downloading tools. However, there are other costs associated with development and publishing, such as... Okay, this is saying it's free to upload a game to the eShop. I had someone approach me a year or two ago, and they're like, I'm trying to upload a game to the eShop, and I need help raising funds because it's like $800. And I'm now thinking that maybe they were lying and trying to get money from me. And this whole time, I've thought that it was $800. But it doesn't seem right that it's free.
No, I think it makes sense, but like maybe. All right, hear me out.
Steam is a one-time $100 fee. There's no way the eShop is free. Google is wrong.
Hear me out. Maybe they don't pay, but there's like a website or like a third-party thing that gets your game up there like really quickly, and they charge maybe like a lot of money.
This says, so there's a Steam page here. I don't know. You can show this. I don't know if it's how accurate it is. With Steam Direct, it costs $100 for each game to be released and is a payment of $100 for each game. With Nintendo, it's a one-time payment of $450 for the dev kit, and everything else is allowed through the eShop.
But that was the Switch one.
Yeah, I don't think it would have changed, though.
Well, for the dev kit, maybe.
I don't know. Wait, is it only $450 for a dev kit? How do I buy one?
That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe.
How do I buy a dev kit?
Gotta be dev.
Gotta be a dev. All right, what's next? Sorry, guys, I'm very, very tired today. I did not sleep very well last night. I apologize if I seem that way. Oh, people keep asking me to talk about the Zelda movie. So let's talk about the Zelda movie. Because I didn't talk about the casting or anything.
Okay.
You can show my screen. Oh, God. I don't have much to say. Zelda movie was cast. They casted Zelda and Link. This was a while ago. I apologize for not talking about it, but people keep asking me to talk about it. Bo Bragason and Benjamin Evan. Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, my opinion on it is I wish it wasn't live action.
I don't really care about this movie right now.
Either do I.
I haven't cared the whole time. And you're right, because it's live action. But also, when we saw who was tied to it, the people that made I forgot what it was now, but just a bunch of bad, like Morbius was one.
Oh yeah, that's
like Morbius was one. Borderlands 4. I can't remember if it was the director or the producer, but those movies between those two were linked, pun not intended, to this movie. Just some awful movies. There wasn't really anything that either of them had worked on that you can really point at and be like, well, that's promising. So off the rip, I kind of just shut this movie out, and I'm really just waiting to see it. Obviously, Nintendo worked closely with what's the animation studio? Illumination.
Illumination.
Thank you. Yeah. Worked closely with Illumination and made a really cool Mario movie. It was kind of just like a brain rot movie, I guess.
It was fun, though.
It's fun. It's not something I would watch a second time. And it's Mario. So Nintendo being kind of hands-on and involved in that gives me hope that Nintendo can steer this in the right direction. But I've not, and I've been open about this, I've not had high hopes for this movie at all. I think it's hard to do a live-action Zelda in general. I have a hard time even picturing what that looks like. But if we want to talk specifically just about this casting, I'm just glad it's not Tom Holland and Chris Pratt playing Link and Zelda respectively.
Me too.
Zelda, I think she looks pretty and she looks like a Zelda. Link, or this other guy, it's not really screaming a Link face to me, but he's about the right age that I would picture. And I'm just happy that it's two people I've never seen before, which is definitely what I would want from this. I do not want to look at the actor portraying Link and think about Spider-Man or anything like that. I definitely want to go into this not having any preconceived notions of the actors, so I think that's a great get. Yeah, he really doesn't look like Link to me, but again, I guess we'll wait and see.
With the makeup, I guess.
With the makeup and prosthetics and the blonde hair and all of that. And yeah, that's that. I don't really know what else to say. It says coming to theaters 2027. So
I have no hopes. I have no hopes for this movie.
I really am not getting my expectations up.
Also, Nintendo doesn't have the greatest. I don't want to say Nintendo themselves, but Nintendo video game movies that were live action don't have the best track record.
You know, they really surprised me with Mario. It was definitely better than I expected. I hope they can do it again. But with Mario, again, you had Illumination at the wheel, and you could at least point to things like Minions and stuff like that. It's like they know how to make a dumb kids brain rot fun movie.
I thought it was a decently put together animated movie.
So this just has nothing that I can latch onto. It's not like it's like from the creators of the Game of Thrones series, which I know that went to crap at the end there, but that's because they rushed it. It would at least give me, you know, like, oh, we had six seasons of that. Yeah. Or from the creators of Lord of the Rings or something, you know, like, or even just like from a reputable like studio or director or something. But yeah, I
kind of would have lost my mind if it was animated by the right studio, like animation kind of thing, you know, because I feel like it lends itself well for that.
I mean, obviously I think anime and animation is way easier to tell a story like this, especially when we're already used to this being delivered to us in the medium and form of like cartoon graphics.
Yeah.
Right. But I do think if any of Nintendo's properties or IPs were going to be done in a live action way, it is Zelda. And they did just do an animation movie. So I don't necessarily mind them trying to do it live action. It's just way harder to do that. And without the right people behind it, it can so easily go wrong.
It can also look terrible.
Like, how many good live action video game movies do we have?
Not a lot.
Because obviously, in recent that I can think of, I don't know, people seem to like the Minecraft movie. I thought it looked rough.
They just like it because it's Minecraft, I think.
Borderlands 4 was a bomb.
Yeah, terrible.
The Assassin's Creed movie, everyone's forgotten about that.
Terrible. Resident Evil movies, I mean, they weren't really Resident Evil. Like, I don't know what they were doing with it. It was its own story.
I didn't mind some of them, but they weren't great movies.
No.
They did make like 7 of them, though, so clearly something worked.
I liked the first 2.
I liked the first one.
The first one, too, yeah. The first one.
Uncharted, people seem to like Uncharted. I didn't like it. You're right, Sonic. I would say Sonic is like the shining example.
Sonic.
I do feel like, Sonic, I think, is lucky that it really works with this blend of animation and live action.
Mm-hmm.
But also, they've done a really good job with it. So you're right. Sonic is definitely, I think, the all-star. I think before Sonic, it was like the Tomb Raider movies weren't bad with Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, I don't think they were done terribly, but I might be misremembering.
Yeah, I might need to go back and watch them.
And then going back to show, I guess like movies, but more of a show would be freaking The Last of Us.
Someone said Alien vs. Predator. That is not a video game movie.
Oh my God, that is my favorite video game movie of all time.
Sonic is the most consistent. Doom movie, I remember that being pretty bad.
It was so bad.
I remember that being pretty bad.
It was so bad.
Detective Pikachu? Oh,
that was decent.
Yeah, that was decent.
That was pretty good.
I didn't mind that.
Yeah. Seeing,
but that was also a weird animation / live action crossover.
Yeah, because Pokemon lends itself well to something like that.
Yeah.
But also the Pokemon looked like they tried to give them a realistic look, and some of them looked horrifying.
They did, but I kind of liked it. I guess my point is, even though, we've had some decent ones, and the fun, goofy, like Pokemon and Sonic doing the animated in real life with a lot of humor really works. That concept works. And, it's worked since Rocky and Bullwinkle. Remember that movie?
Yep, I remember.
But this is Zelda, which is more gritty, and there's not really a ton of room for humor. I'm not sure if they'll even try adding it in, because Zelda isn't necessarily...
Depends on the game.
I mean, Wind Waker had some goofy faces, but I think what they're going to go for is a more gritty...
You think they're going to go gritty? It depends on the game. I don't know.
I guess it depends what they do with it, but I feel like you'd want to do like a Lord of the Rings, Game of Thronesy type vibe, right? You'd want to go really
just
like
way less violent.
Nail the costume design, nail the action, nail like the heart to the story, rather than the more goofy ones, which is like Wind Waker, which is like so much more. That's like an animated movie more than a live action movie.
I'm curious. Do you think they're gonna go with his like Peter Pan look or the blue look?
Oh, it'll be Peter Pan.
It'll be Peter Pan.
100%.
You think so?
Yeah, green tunic has to be.
They might not.
I feel like that's the most recognizable Link, even now. Even after going through Blue Link, I think it's the most recognizable Link. And I think the story they'll tell will probably be more akin to like an Ocarina type, like core story with Ganon and stealing Zelda and having to save. And
okay,
that's my guess and my vibe. I think another reason why I think that is because I think, if I remember this correctly, one thing that the producer or director, I can't remember, worked on was Maze Runner. You remember those movies?
Yeah.
And those were very much like teen adventure, kind of like thriller, gritty type stories. And that was really, as far as I could see, with all the projects that were tied in to those people involved, was the more successful one. And it's kind of like a teen adventure movie. And this will be a teen adventure movie, I think. So I think they're going to lean into the experience he had there with Maze Runner and do something similar.
Either that, or I can actually see them doing more of the downfall timeline, where like, actually, maybe
it's the first movie. I think you just got to do the traditional Zelda story. You
do the traditional.
Kid wakes up or whatever one day, gets told that he needs to go and save Hyrule or save the prince. Or go meet the princess, and then the princess gets kidnapped, and he suddenly gets caught up in an adventure where he has to save her, and he meets all these weird characters on the way. I think that's the story.
That works.
I wonder if they're gonna do the Goron, like the Gorons and the Zora in like prosthetics. If they're gonna do them at all, which I feel like you have to, because if he's gonna be visiting like Death Mountain and like Zora's domain and all of that, I wonder if they'll do those in prosthetics or if they'll be CGI. And if they'll be like cartoony CGI or realistic CGI.
I mean, when's the last time movie used practical effects, though? I don't think any movies use practical effects anymore.
Barely. But like when you're working on what I assume is not a huge budget, if you're doing these big, even like, so Kim and I went to watch Fantastic Four recently. Mm-hmm. No spoilers. But The Thing looked so CGI the whole time. Like it stood out like a sore thumb to me. There was very few shots where I thought he looked like real. And that was Marvel money with one of the main characters in the movie. I don't see
the Hulk kind of like that too.
I mean, the Hulk in the TV show was pretty bad,
but in the movies too. Does he blend in? I can't remember. I have to watch it again.
Well, that's Marvel money. But I'm saying The Thing in the recent Marvel movie is my example. Looked pretty fake, and that they also CGI'd a baby a few times, and that looked awful. So I can't imagine this movie with its budget doing CGI that well. So I feel like you kind of have to lean into prosthetics. Yeah. But Gorons are essentially The Thing.
Yeah.
Very similar. Wicked used a lot of practical effects. Yeah, but Wicked had an insane budget.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
So did the Barbie movie, actually. Barbie movie had an insane budget.
I loved the Barbie movie. I freaking loved that movie.
Hard disagree with The Thing. My guy looked incredible. Oh, It is fun. Okay, I don't know how to word this. It is funny to me how some people can't see CGI sometimes.
Yeah, I mean,
to me, it always stands out like a sore thumb.
I think it's because we grew up with different types of CGI.
Probably.
Like when was the... I feel like some of the older CGI looks really good because there was an art form to it instead of letting a computer generate
I'm always
it.
blown away when I go back and watch the first Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
For the 90s, that CGI looked better than the CGI in the new Marvel movie.
Well, a lot of it was practical, I think, too.
Not the dinosaurs.
Not the dinosaurs, no. But then also, you also had, I think a lot of the CGI from like the first few Transformers looked amazing.
Yeah, the Transformers movies.
They looked really good, like comparatively to what we got now for CGI.
Someone said, does it matter if they see it? No, not at all.
No.
It doesn't matter at all, obviously.
No.
I'm just saying it stood out to me like a sore thumb, especially like the way that his clothes sat on him and they tried to animate the clothes moving, and just some of the shots where he was walking around the street. It was so painfully bad.
I wonder how much of that is becoming like AI generated, like how much of that they did it.
I have no idea. Okay. All right.
Alrighty.
I had a thing about this Mario leak that was going around.
Which one?
This one.
Can I show it?
Only if you want him to see it.
I want to see it.
Did you see this going around?
No, I haven't.
This was making the rounds a week ago. Everyone was thinking that this was like a real leak. I mean, it looks pretty good, but I do think it's fake. It's hard to tell.
Well, I've never seen that ESRB rating before.
Well, that's Japanese.
Oh, okay.
Hence
but
all of the
katakana. Oh, I get it. I didn't see it.
Then Mario's 40th anniversary is coming up, and I don't know if someone mocked this up. I think it was proved fake. I really don't know. It was funny that during all of the stuff that I was dealing with, this leak was going around and people were trying to tell if it was fake or not. I think what I saw is someone posted it somewhere. I think it was done in a similar context as that Scott the Woz leak.
No, probably, yeah.
Where Scott, what were you telling me?
He made his own version of a 3DS that he thought would look cool for like the Yoshi version or whatever.
And then he posted it online.
And people ran with it.
Yeah, and they thought that it was real. I think that's what happened here.
Yeah.
I think someone made this because they thought it was cool, and then it just started getting traction, and people started believing it. I wonder what kind of biases or sciences we could apply to that situation.
I think we can get confirmation bias. Maybe.
Maybe. I would say illusory truth effect would be the main one.
Yep.
Now, where did we learn that? You can cut away. I need to, should I just, snap my fingers? Is that rude?
You can,
do a little code?
Like a finger tap.
I don't know why we're on episode 149. I don't know how many of these episodes I've said that I need my own Steam Deck when someone else is cutting, and I just haven't bought one, and they're like, what, $50?
Yeah.
I just need to buy one. So
you can get that number pad key or whatever.
I also wanted to talk about Switch 2 carts, but I feel like that conversation has moved on a bit too. But we touched on it last week about how they did a survey.
Yeah.
And then what was it? There was something Switch 2 maybe getting bigger game carts.
That would be fantastic. Please.
This is a short article. Let me read it. Macronix, the Taiwanese company that had been making Nintendo game carts for years, just shared some interesting news in its latest financial report. Turns out, Macronix ROM chips are being used in both the current Switch and the Switch 2 game carts. But here's the fun part. They're cooking up future cartridges using a mix of their own MLC NAND and some outsourced 3D NAND, depending on how much space is needed. But what does that mean? Different size Switch 2 game carts could be on the way. Right now, Switch 2 cards only come in one pricey size, which has made some third-party developers jump ship to cheaper game key cards. Mm-hmm. However, if Macronix's hint is anything to go by, We might see some storage options soon and maybe even lower costs. So again, this is a rumor. It's speculation. But apparently, yeah, I mean, you can kind of summarize that in this company is trying to find a way to make different size Switch 2 carts cheaper using different technology.
I can definitely see that because, like, they had a scene on that survey that people were pissy about.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. That survey blew up for them. They shut it down. I don't know how long it was actually open for, but I know as soon as I heard about it and tried to look within an hour, it was gone. Some people said that it was up for longer than that and it just got popular. I don't know. But when I found out about it, it was too late. So they definitely got blown up. And I think this also, if we're to believe all of that is true, I think that leans even more into the idea of how we got here being they're just so expensive that if Nintendo had offered a 32 gig or a 16 gig alongside the game key cart and the thing, it would still just be expensive.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, not even that much cheaper than the 64 gig. It would still be too expensive for developers to use. So, for example, let's say they released a 16 gig or something. I don't know. Because they need to be super fast to keep up with SSD, these cartridges are bigger and more expensive than Switch 1. So that 16 gig could still have been $10, $12. You know, it's not necessarily would have been $5, $4, $3. It could still have been almost as expensive as the 64 gig, which could leave developers in the position of still not being able to afford it. So Nintendo probably just decided, what's the point?
I mean, for me, like, particularly why I like my physicals because I like to free up space on my Switch.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if they would have done something like what Square did with FF7 Rebirth and just made where like a cheaper version of the card, but you can just download straight from the card itself. Like, you know how you can just download the game right off the disc of like Rebirth, for example?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they could just do that to
but
preserve
the data
the
is on that disc.
Huh?
The data is on that disc, though.
No, that's what I mean. So instead of having it being super fast, it's just a storage thing, and you just install it.
Oh, you're saying a Switch 1 cartridge.
Yeah, but you just install it kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely an option, but I think optically, the general consumer wouldn't understand why they're getting a Switch 1 cart in their Switch 2 game.
Yeah.
It's a little bit confusing. I mean, that would be good, but... well, yeah, hopefully with all the feedback Nintendo received recently in that survey and just technology moving along, because SD cards always get cheaper.
Yeah, they wind up going for cheap.
Hopefully we can find a way to get some other sizes out. Unfortunately, and I've said this already, kind of still, it's a little late. Like, obviously I want it, and like better late than never. But all of those third-party developers and publishers that supported on launch and all of those launch window games where like you would have sold so many impulse purchases to begin with. No, I don't think people are going back and buying Yakuza once it gets a physical cart. I think you kind of just missed it. Like whenever it happens, everything up until that point was just missed.
I think the only time I think you might get impulse purchases with the holiday season coming along if you can get it before holiday.
If you put it on a cart and you do a sale, yeah, maybe. And I hope that some of the publishers, if cart sizes come out, utilize it and switch back over. But again, they might just be like, well, we did it. We were there on launch. It's a game key cart.
Also, it raises another concern too. Like people who have the game key cart might feel burned if they wind up re-releasing the game on like a normal cart.
Yeah, that's true. Like, oh, I bought it on a game key cart.
And how many of the normal games, you know, the game key cards are out for sale already? Like, how many do they have to recall to then?
Also, did that lower the value of the game key carts then?
Yeah,
probably
100%.
I'll be curious. Someone in the chat said waiting for Black Friday. I'll be curious to see Switch 2 game key cart games from third-party developers on Black Friday, because they might just want to move them. And you might be looking at a lot of game key carts on Black Friday for $10-$20 for games like Yakuza and stuff like that. We might actually get some really
cheaper games,
deep sales.
That may be good.
Because also, you know, If we're to go by when they said they're selling at the lowest of low expectations, they probably have like stockpiles of the games they can't move. Here's an example. WWE 2K 25 came out, or 26 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
The recent one for Switch. It's a code in the box, for one. It's not even a game key card. But Sean and I were playing some rounds online. So when you play online, even with friends, you have to make a lobby that the friend can join. And the friend searches for the lobby, right? So you see every other lobby that's open. Guess how many other lobbies were open on like a Friday night at like 8 p.m. when we were playing?
Was it just you two?
It was just us. The entire Switch 2 online ecosystem for WWE 2K a week after it came out was me and Sean playing 1v1s online. You want to know also how bad it is? There's online leaderboards. And they rank the online people playing online on the leaderboards by how many wins they have. Guess how many wins you have to get online to be in the top 25 players worldwide?
100.
At least 8. At least 8 wins. Do you want to guess the number 1 spot in the world, how many wins they had to get number 1 in the game online?
Was it 100?
60.
60?
They won 60. It went 60. Number 2 was like 50 something. Then number 3 to like 4 and 5 were like 30 wins. And I kid you not, just to get in the top 25 was like, you had to 8 or 9 wins. Sean and I played 3 games together. And he won a couple, and I think I won one. And we both broke the top 100 worldwide.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Also, you could have just like queued together and just started spoofing like, oh,
that's what I said to him. I was like, do you want to like spoof this and get to number 1? Because it wouldn't take long. We just have to do a normal match, and then one of us get disqualified right away.
That's so bad, man.
That's how dead the online is for that game. So you're telling me that on Black Friday, that's not going to be $10?
Yeah, it's going to be cheap.
It's going to be cheap.
Also, I hate the code in the box, man.
Oh, what's the point?
Right,
that's what the game key card is for.
At least the game key card, at least when you're done with the game, you can pass it along to someone else.
It doesn't make any sense other than what you just said, because the developer doesn't want you reselling it, right?
Probably.
They want the person that would have bought the game key card from you to be forced to have to buy it from them.
So dumb.
So that's the only thing I can assume, because when a game key card's there and it's cheap and affordable and you're doing a code in box, it's literally to prevent people reselling your game. So you're making a physical, but it's a physical that people cannot resell, so other people have to buy it as well.
I feel like it's worse than a physical at that point. It's just you're buying a case.
It's a case.
You're buying a game key case.
And it's actually right next to you, and I did it. I bought the case. It's like 5 over. Yeah, and believe me, I hate myself. I do. I keep buying them. But the thing is,
bro, it's so small. Full game download. See back. Game card not included.
Grab a game key one and put it next to it and show them together. Because I hate that.
Let's get a better one.
Yeah, get that one. So a game key card needs to have this giant box dialogue at the bottom, and then a code in box doesn't?
Yeah, this just says...
It can hide it?
Yeah, this just says, this says game key card, and you know immediately it's a game key card.
With a bunch of jargon.
This one just says, this one's real small, and it goes, full game download, see back, game card not included.
But it's so tiny. Yeah.
That's painful.
Yeah, I hate that I know I hate that I'm buying them, but it's like, I wanted to get it so I could review it and talk about it. And I keep having this like roadblock in my head where I'm like, do I spend $60 or whatever it is and buy it digital? Or do I spend $60, get a code, which is the same thing, but at least I have a bit of plastic artwork to put on my shelf. Like I am literally getting something physical for the same price, even though I know it's nothing. And ultimately, when there's like 10 people that bought the game anyway, what's it really matter what I do? You know?
I don't know.
Trust me, they're hurting whether or not I buy it that way or not. So I just continue buying it that way because at least I get something. But it still sucks and it's still sad and I still feel bad every time I get it. It's nothing. It's nothing.
To also preface, like I also hate it when the same thing happens with PlayStation or any of these companies that put it on, like PlayStation, Xbox, whatever. It makes me really upset.
All right, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I honestly did not sleep last night at all.
Is there anything else?
I don't know. Let me see.
Anything else to get upset about?
That was pretty much everything in my doc that I wanted to cover. Oh, other than other games coming in August. This is from Nintendo. This is the last thing, and then we're gonna get out of here.
Okay.
Coming in August, Madden 26, Dragon Drive,
Already
Story
here.
of Seasons Grand Bazaar, and the DLC for Kirby. I would say the DLC for Kirby is what I am most looking forward to here, but also like not really.
I'm nervous. Okay.
Why?
All right. So what's the DLC for Kirby cost?
I want to say 20 because you're paying for the enhancement and then the DLC, and it's $10 each is how they break it down. So it's $20.
Is it gonna be worth that though? You know what I mean? Like maybe it is because it's Kirby, and maybe I should have some hope for it. But I wasn't like, after we played a Mario Party and we paid $20 for that.
Yeah,
I felt burned.
Mario. I know I made a video about that. That was another thing though that went into this whole thing of me being disappointed. Mario Party DLC was so disappointing.
Yeah, 100%.
I also realized the other day, and I don't think I touched on this in the video, but if you buy the DLC for $20, you can't play any of it in handheld mode.
No.
None of it. Because there's the mouse controls.
Yeah.
The camera, you can't.
Can you do camera?
No, because you need to like be standing away from it.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, you can't.
I mean,
do
you
face.
can do it portably, technically. Then still,
How?
But you plug in the USB-C
No, because you got to
camera.
be standing away from it. Your full body.
But you still have to be stationary.
Huh?
I'm saying what I'm saying is it can be played outside the dock, right?
No.
It just put it on a stand. No.
Oh, sure. If you put it on a table with a camera in it, what's the difference between? That's not handheld.
No, it's not handheld. It's not.
So you can't do the camera. Maybe you can do the 3 microphone games.
No.
Why not in handheld mode? I haven't tried it, but I imagine maybe you could do that. But then that's it. So you can't do the roller coaster mode because it's got mouse mini games. You can't do the Bowser mode because it's got the camera mini games. So all you can do is the Mario Party mode without the DLC. So yeah, in handheld mode, you can't do any of the DLC.
You're right.
And I also
You're actually right.
I sat down to play that DLC with Kim the other day, and I was like, "Do you want to play Mario Party with me?" And she was like, "Sure." And I was like, "Do you want to do the mouse mini games?" And she was like, "Not really." And I was like, "Do you want like the camera and like you want to like yell at your Switch for mini games?" And she was like, "No, the baby's asleep." So I was like, "Okay, so we're just gonna play normal Mario Party and not the DLC." And she's like, "Well, no, I want to do the DLC." I'm like, "That's it, though."
That's it.
That's it, though.
That's it.
So yeah, we can't play the DLC. And she was like, "Oh, okay."
The one thing I do like, and I think it's the only thing I like, is there was like one mini game that's fine. It's a little bit laggy, the air hockey one, and then obviously when you're playing online and you're doing regular Mario Party with your friends and you see each other's faces, I think it's really funny.
Yeah, seeing faces. So like, if you put the little camera in your handheld mode, you can see faces. That's the main thing, is just seeing faces in Mario Party. Is that $20?
No,
that should be free.
Yeah,
You actually can't get that unless you pay the $20.
and on top of you're already paying for your accessory to begin with. So,
And if you don't have the game, it's $80 for all of that.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's this. This might be good. I mean, the game was really good, so I guess it just depends on how many levels there are. For $20, I would hope that I would be playing for at least 5 hours.
Yeah,
was that fair? So if there's at least 5 hours of new content, I'd say that's fair. It is definitely the kind of thing where like I felt satisfied by that game, and I don't necessarily need or look forward to diving back into it. But that's definitely a me thing, and I will dive back into it because I want to know.
Okay.
But I think if I wasn't like a reviewer or like a Nintendo guy making content, I don't think I would really care about this personally. I think I got what I wanted to out of the game, and I don't really need to spend 20 more bucks on it. But
I had my fun. I'm pretty sure I know a lot of people had their fun on this game. But there's also a good chunk of people who really love Kirby, and they might be really, really looking forward to this.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it looks good. It looks better than all the other enhanced DLC stuff we got. Because the Zelda stuff sucked. We just complained about the Super Mario stuff, the whatever party. This is at least actual new content in the game.
True.
Mario Party should have at least have had a new map, like one new map.
They should have added a new map, or that update should have been free.
Everything should have been free. All of this stuff should be free. All right, let's get out of here. I'm really, really tired.
All right. Oh, sorry. I'm so not used to this.
I just watched him go. God, what a long day. All right, really quickly, let me hit on some of these. I think there's just a few super chats we missed here. Feral Flame, did you guys get Pokemon Conquest yet? What is that? What's Pokemon Conquest?
It's Pokemon Conquest.
I don't know what that is. I don't know why I'm blanking on that. Malitz says, honestly, this feels no different than the launch of any new system. I wasn't ultimately sold on Switch 1 until the Switch 2 of its life cycle. That's completely fair. No, definitely. I think where I'm coming from with that is Nintendo had everything in their power to hit the ground running.
They did.
And I just feel like they haven't really hit the ground running, but they hit the ground and they're here. Mm-hmm. The ground has been hit.
Yep.
Wolves of Luia with a new membership. Vegemite Fine, do you think the movie will tie into the new mainline Zelda game? I don't think so, because the Mario movie didn't tie into anything really.
No. But Nintendo and timelines are very weird, so who knows at this point?
It's too hard to say because I don't know what the new Zelda game's going to look like.
That also, if it's a absolute flop, I feel like Nintendo would not want to include it.
What's a flop? The movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. ChibiRobo says Jacob with a $2 super chat, and then Yusuf just with a super chat, and they didn't say anything.
Hell
All
yeah.
right. Hit the music. I can't tell you. No, wait. This isn't the bonus episode. I almost ended it like the bonus episode. What are you doing there?
You said hit the music.
Yeah, and then you stopped it.
Oh. I thought you said to stop it.
No. I was going to say never mind. God, what is wrong? Today felt off. I'm not going to lie. I'm just really, really tired. I didn't sleep.
You didn't sleep. That can be why you're off.
I couldn't sleep.
I didn't sleep that much either.
I had like massive ADHD brain last night. I went to bed at 11:30 and I laid there literally until 5 a.m. when Stinky Joe woke up and started screaming. And I was just lying there with my eyes closed.
I watched horror last night.
Yeah, well, you messed up. I just couldn't turn my brain off. I just couldn't stop thinking about everything. All right, guys. I hope you liked the show, though. It was nice to be back and just talking about Nintendo. Next week is episode 150.
Yo, let's go.
I have organized going to Brooklyn.
I can't wait. I honestly can't wait.
Yeah, and I bet.
It's going to be so easy to get into the podcast tomorrow, next week.
So next week, we'll be back in the studio.
Hell yeah.
Remember that? I don't. We'll be back in the studio. We'll be back in Brooklyn in the same place.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. If you like the episode and you like the show, like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. Rate us 5 stars. We'll see you in the bonus episode, and then I'm going to go to bed, like, immediately after.
Hell yeah.
All right, bye. That was a sad ending.
Bro. It's all right. I think you need more of the energy drink than I did. You know what? I should stop.
I think they can also still hear us.
Really?
Yeah, because
No.
you didn't mute any microphones. Okay, bye, everyone. Love you. Bye.